A very good evening and welcome to A Date with the Dinner Set. David and Stavely, that sort of answered your question. I was going to say, even though it's pouring with rain here, and as Margaret says, Weybridge under deluge, I think that's rather a nice title. It's preferable to Stains upon Thames, I think. So even though it's been pouring with rain, none of the songs this evening are about rain. The reason being, some weeks ago when we had a bit of a pour, we did all the rain songs then. I'm all rained out. So a very good evening to you, wherever you are listening. Welcome to A Date with the Dinner Set, programme number 58. Good evening, Hannah. Good evening, Danny. It's lovely to see you. So once again, it's been quite a momentous week, hasn't it? And I'm not just talking about the UK Freedom Day or whatever it was that happened on Monday. But since we last spoke, of course, we have exceeded last Sunday's temperature, the hottest day, and now, predictably, the heat wave is over and we're sort of back to the gloom and the doom for a little bit. I believe there is some sun on the way in August, so that's something nice to look forward to. Anyway, wherever you're listening, whether you're listening live, whatever country you're in, you are most welcome. It is so wonderful to see you. So also this week, of course, Mr. Bezos has been up to space as well. It only seems a few weeks ago, probably because it was, that Richard Branson popped himself up there. And the Olympics have started, so it's been quite an interesting week. With the change of the weather, I bought the rest of the strawberries in. There's nothing worse than getting your berries wet, I have discovered. So that's why we've got strawberries this evening. Now, call me an old cynic, and believe it or not, a few people have. But isn't it bizarre? The day after, really, the schools break up, that for the summer holiday, that the weather turns, and it just has such memories for me, both as a pupil, student, and also as a teacher, that you have this lovely sort of weather at the end of term, and it's blisteringly hot, and then as soon as you get to the holiday, down comes the rain. But that's how it is, I guess. Good evening, Anne. David, I wasn't going to mention that. I believe it's also been likened to a lipstick, which, but I don't know. Anyway, you're very welcome. Let's just move on swiftly from that. I hope this finds you well, and that you've enjoyed the sunshine while it lasted. It did get almost tepid at one point in the week, did it not? It's quite nice to see the rain, I think, and perhaps certainly in this part of the UK we should be lucky that we don't currently have the sort of floods that have been happening around the world. Good evening, Italy. It's lovely to see you. So I know that Miles up in Warwickshire, it's not raining there. Wendy, I'd love to know what the weather's doing over in Italy. Indeed, Anne. Thank you for raising the tone of this evening. Oh, good evening, brother Mark. Crikey, heck. Or should I say it's almost good morning, isn't it? Anyway, it's lovely to see you all. If you're listening on the catch-up and wondering what on earth's going on, this is A Date with the Dinner Set, which is an hour of hotel-style piano music and a bit of chat in the chat room if you're listening live. If you're watching on the catch-up, then by the time you watch it, hopefully the timestamps and the titles of what we play will be in the video description. If you want to join in the game of talking about the songs or the weather, which is a very British thing to do, then please feel free to do so. Excellent. Fantastic. It's good to hear that Italy has beautiful hot weather. Enjoy it, my lovely. And speaking of enjoying, which I was, supping my coffee, let's move into our first song. Here we go. Here come the anecdotes aplenty. Ah, yes. Everyone local remembers Cliff in this part of the world. Mark Turville, what a lovely anecdote, and what a place to keep those records in the small room. And hopefully, Liz, it wasn't the tissue that came from that same small room. Anyway, so in celebration of children everywhere breaking up after a very hard year for them for their summer holiday. That was indeed Summer Holiday, written in 1962 by Bruce Welch, the rhythm guitarist for Cliff Richard and the Shadows. So I thought it was a nice jolly way to start and accompany it with some nice cheery pictures of thunder and lightning and rain, and then the sun, because that's a bit of the way it is at the moment. Barb, I agree. It is quite it's a lovely yet weird anecdote. What don't they do in Italy? Hang on. Months for year. Take an initial capital letter. The seasons do not. Well, thank you, Brother Mark, over in Dictionary Corner there. Wow. And I guess, Stavely, that is what you are replying to. Should we all think of different languages now and how the seasons are spelt? So, 1962, as we said, Summer Holiday, and of course it was the film of the same name, in addition to being released as a very, very well-selling single, a nice feel-good sort of number, and we did have it almost exactly a year ago. Clarification from Stavely, thank you. Miles and Mike's, thank you for that little quip about Dolly Parton. I've not heard that one. I will remember that one. Mark Turville, yes, I know what you mean. Exactly the same tempo and nearly the same key and the same sort of soft sort of rocking feel to it. But it was indeed, as everyone who said it ages ago before the tone got lowered, Memories, or The Way We Were, written by Marvin Hamlisch in 1973, the film The Way We Were, and of course made very famous by the wonderful Barbara Streisand. Oh, good evening, Joe, at last. How lovely to see you. What we're doing here, Joe, is a date with a dinner set. We're on about the 7th song currently. Yeah, so another little interesting snippet about The Way We Were. On the B-side of the single was a song we had the other week, one of my favourites. It's such a favourite, I can't remember what it is. What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life is the B-side. Michel Legrand. The B-side? The B-side. Mind you, with giants like Michel Legrand and Marvin Hamlisch, it's tricky. We should have a double A side, I reckon. So there we go. And the commonality between the A and B sides, even though very different composers, the lyricists, Marilyn and Alan Bergman. So, I hope you enjoyed that one. I'm only joking, Joe. Love you to bits. Oh, thank you, Daisy. Bit chirpy. Watch out. If you're new here, and you haven't already, and you would like to subscribe to all the wonderful things that go on the channel, then you know what to do. Press that button, and if you want notifications, press the bell icon as well. On we go. lots of multitasking going on in the Chipperfield household. You sing along. I think this is far more interesting than whatever is going on in Country File, whatever that it may be. Right. Okay. So indeed, as so many of you mentioned, Good Evening Roberton household, the correct title is Theme from A Summer Place, and it was from the 1959 film. It's been used all over the place, Barb. I just know it as one of those sort of pieces of light orchestral music. It was made very famous 5 years after it was written by the Percy Faith Orchestra. But it was from 1959, written by Max Steiner. And it's just a very atmospheric or possibly sinister piece of music. It certainly is very memorable for that sound. It's a nice flowing piece. Right, have we cleared up who's watching what, who's listening to what, who's singing, who's being sinister, and all that? Are we all done on that one? Right, hang. Has he got a hyphen? Terry Thomas has got a hyphen. Is that to signify the gap in my teeth? Maybe. Anyway, glad you enjoyed that one. It was indeed well done, Mr. Turville Younger. I guessed you would get that one, sir. If I Were a Bell from Guys and Dolls 1950, music and lyrics by Frank Loesser. And indeed, Miles, not cheeky Miles in the chat room, but Miles Davis and his quintet did a really nice version of that, I think around 1957. But it's a really nice sort of 8-minute cool improv on that. And of course it is a wonderful song from Guys and Dolls, but it's also a lovely jazz standard as well. As somebody said, I think it was Wendy in Italy, if you do like what you are hearing, no pressure if you don't, then do give it a thumbs up. It does help other people to find a bit of sunny musical cheer if the weather becomes a tad damp. David, thank you for the clarification of what bread surprise is. Indeed. Mark Tervel, I knew you'd get that one as well. Well, I thought you would. Having sung it when you had a squeaky voice. It was, of course, Last Night of the World from Miss Saigon from 1989 by Claude-Michel Schönberg. Barb, I know what you mean about a song for Guy. It's got the same sort of chug going to it, but a really, really beautiful song from Miss Saigon. So, our next song, it's quite interesting. I'm just looking at my list, and purely by accident, this next song makes a very interesting segue from Last Night of the World. Good evening, Jean. David James, that would have been an idea. Joe, that's the second line of a lyric, but you're correct. I know you know the song because did it with Jess in choir at school, I know. Indeed, Ollie and Maggie and Jerry, it was Tears in Heaven, indeed, by Brother Mark, and I know you're a great fan of his, Mr. Eric Clapton, who lives or lived very locally to here in Ripley. Ollie, I do remember you, the last time I played this, I do remember you talking about that chap, and how lovely to be able to have a chat with a down-to-earth human being, a really, really nice guy, apparently. So, indeed, Stavely, it did. It sounds like a lot of things, that song, but it was written in 1991 by Eric Clapton, and if you don't know the reason why he wrote it, it is somewhat tragic in that it was written after his 4-year-old son fell to his death from a 53rd floor window. So I think what's interesting and happens so often in music, whatever the genre, that sometimes out of tragedy can come great beauty, and that song certainly is an absolute beauty. So I hope you enjoyed that one. So let's jolly things up a tad. Joe, isn't that amazing? Yes, that's another one we did with school choir. Picked all the classics for the children to sing. I was with school choirs. I was always very much of the opinion that one didn't sing childish songs, and there was absolutely no reason why children shouldn't sing adult songs. And well, any song that is a good song, I think, is worth singing. Oh, Bob, bit of Paddington. Indeed. But of course it was I Love a Piano, written by Irving Berlin. Perhaps it should have been titled I Love a Piano, providing it's in the key of F-sharp major, Irving Berlin's favourite key. We've had this story before many a times, because we have many Irving Berlin songs. He liked to play an F-sharp major, and in fact could only really play on the black keys. So he had these pianos built for him with mechanical transposing levers. But that was written in 1920, and it first appeared in the musical review Stop, Look, Listen. Marmalade sandwiches, indeed, under the hat, I seem to remember correctly from the books. So, if you are enjoying the rain, and it certainly is refreshing, you are enjoying that feeling of getting a little bit damp, and you haven't seen it yet, then on the channel is an extract from the concert that Hannah and I did the other week. And so if you like being submerged in water, then thanks to Hannah adding the green screen videography, you can be truly submerged in water as you listen to Aquarium from Carnival of the Animals by Sanson. So that's on the channel. I know lots of you have listened to it. So we've reached the two-song stage already. I know. Already. Doesn't time fly? It really does. I can't hear the rain outside, but that doesn't mean to say it isn't raining. And Wendy over in Italy, I can't hear the sun either, but I hope it's still sunny. Oh, thank you, Miles. That's very much appreciated. It was lots and lots of fun to do. Indeed. Is that a blue whale? I see that. Oh, no, it's a wave. Sorry, don't mention blue whales. I hope I've got away with it. But there we go. Brother Mark, I'm astounded I am. Hereford, the damp city, moist around the edges. I'm glad you have. Anyway, we have two more songs of the old Hereford. Exactly. Amazing. Two more songs. A Rainbow of Moods. Well, there's a title for one of the autumn concerts, possibly. Indeed, it was. As Mars said, Mood Indigo, and indeed, as Stavely adds, one of the classics by the great Duke Ellington, written in 1930. It was written for a radio broadcast, and the interesting snippet about such a lovely tune is that out of the broadcast of this and the arrangement of it by the Duke came a studio effect known as the mic tone. And in his memoirs, Duke Ellington talks about the song Mood Indigo and how he made use of the phenomenon of overtones from the trombones and also the clarinet. And what that did, when combined with microphones in a studio, was to create the illusion of a fourth layer of harmony, so creating these very rich block chords. So the mic tone was because of Mood Indigo from 1930. Indeed. I'm just going to say indeed at that point because it seemed appropriate so to do. So if you haven't done so already and you like it, then give it a like, give it a share. And when you can, if you wish to make a comment, then please do. You'll always get a reply to a comment, and it's nice to see which tunes people remember or anything else when they appear. So, something upbeat to put us in the mood for whatever the week holds for us. Something upbeat with which to finish. Yes, to all of everything you said. Well, almost everything. All. We'll just gloss over that interesting comment there, David. But it was indeed, as the Robertson household corrected themselves to say, Soul Bossa Nova by Quincy Jones, the great band leader, multi-instrumentalist, arranger, producer, and it was written in 1962. 1962. It was, or has been used in so many occasions, but it came into huge prominence when, of course, it was used for the Austin Powers movie series. And apparently, it's because Mike Myers, who starred in those, really, really liked that piece and the whole sort of 60s vibe that was going on with that one. So it was Soul Bossa Nova from 1962, and it's just a great piece. Apparently, Quincy Jones said that he wrote that in 20 minutes. Amazing. Wonderful piece. So we've really reached the end of our time together. And whatever the week holds for us, as I say, I hope you do have a good one. No cowering away. Just enjoy all the good things that life has to offer us. You're looking very well, so do keep your powder dry. And I look forward to the pleasure of playing with you again very soon. Thank you for your company. Good night.